18 to 20-year-olds are getting ready to drive interstate. Not tomorrow, but very soon. And I got a ton of emails about it this week, all with probably mainly two themes about it. Let's see if this is hypocrisy at work or if people are genuinely concerned. Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers. I'm Mark, your 19-year-old host. As 18 to 20-year-olds get ready to head out interstate, there's two main problems that drivers seem to have with this. So let's go over them. The first one is this. Mark, this is unsafe. How do we stop this? By next Wednesday, the world will stop rotating if these drivers take the wheel, and then pandemonium will ensue. Mark, stop this immediately. What can we do? It's unsafe. Because young people are unsafe drivers. They're not as safe as older drivers. Okay, that might be true. But if we're going to lump a group of people together, let's think about this for a minute. Are you also for a mandatory retirement age? I think you have to be. If you're going to gripe at me and say, these drivers are unsafe, I'm going to look at someone I don't know and just look at the whole group of people and say, all right, because this group of people that are similar to that person are a certain way, you're that way too. Does that sound like something we should do here? Well, at around 68, 70 years old, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, people are just as unsafe as teenage drivers. So are we ready to institute a mandatory retirement age of 68? I would say that'd be about the cutoff where people begin to get unsafe. Well, people immediately say, well, no, Mark, I'm not unsafe. I have all this experience. Well, it turns out I'm going to lump you together because of a group of people that are similar to you but are not you. Would you like that? Because that's how it has to be. You know, commercial airline pilots do have a mandatory retirement age for just this very reason. So if we're not going to be for a mandatory retirement age, I don't think we can say, all right, because you're a certain age, you can't drive. You could drive your car across the country, but you can't drive a semi across the country. You can drive a semi 900 miles across Texas, but you can't drive it 10 miles from Texas to New Mexico. No, I don't think so. Now, part B of this part is training. If you are 21, now think about this. This is important. So right now, say you're 21 and you go to a truck school it doesn't matter who puts it on. If it's private, if it's put on by a carrier, it doesn't matter. The trainer at the truck school, do you know the requirements for that person? Zippo, right? None. And unless you're on the road and they're in the seat next to you, they legally don't even need a license to be a trainer. That's true. There's no federal requirements for this. On the other side of this, if you are 20 and are going to drive interstate, the trainer must be at least 26 and have 5 years of driving experience. So a 20-year-old trained by an experienced driver, according to everyone about safety, would be way better than a 21-year-old trained by someone who just graduated from the class before them, who's also 21 years old with little to no experience. Also, an 18 to 20-year-old are required to have 400 hours of training in two different sections. A person that's 21 or older is required to have no minimum amount of training. When actually you don't need any training, you can just go drive interstate if somebody would hire you. And each carrier can set whatever policies they want. You can drive immediately or you need a bunch of training, whatever it is. It's up to the individual carrier. There's no requirements for it. The other part of this that I hear is, Mark, these people will take my job. That's a smaller portion of people, but that's what I hear. They're just going to take my job. Well, the first people that are going to use younger folks to drive will be mega carriers. In fact, that's all that's signed up for right now. So unless you work at a large carrier, they're not going to take your job anytime soon. And once they get a couple years experience, yeah, they can come and take your job. The thing is, people don't realize it's not your job, it's a job. Okay? You're not guaranteed that job, and you shouldn't look to the government to guarantee your job. That's what people, oh, Mark, I hate the government, except to take my job. Where's the government to keep my job? No. It isn't your job. Make yourself more valuable. Get your endorsements. Learn other things. Drive all different types of equipment that you can drive. All pieces of equipment, flats and vans and reefers and everything else. Drops, everything. Know all of it. Hazmat, know the regulations, stay up with technology, become valuable. So yeah, that if somebody takes your job, as it's always called, and your job is eliminated or something, go to another job. Always have plan B. But at least remember, it isn't your job, it's just a job that you don't have a legal entitlement to, just like all the rest of us. And certainly for the foreseeable future, no one's job is going to get taken. The pilot program for 18 to 20-year-olds limits it to 3,000 applicants at the moment for a study period. So the most they can have are 3,000 maximum. And I don't know if they'll get that many. Maybe it's likely these carriers will burn the people out as they do everybody else with, subpar pay possibly, and unresolved promises. That could certainly happen, and those people will also leave the industry never to return. So don't fret. And unless you are for a mandatory retirement age, there can't be a minimum age either. Because safety, if it's safety, there has to be a top end of it for safety. Nobody's coming to take your job. All right? So thanks for watching. You know what you think, and we'll be back soon with another Trucking Answers.